for revert sisters, the need for other women is incredibly important, and it's very much overlooked. I work with a community of convert sisters about an hour away from me. And a lot of those convert sisters, they came to Islam either because of marriage or because of, a boyfriend or, a potential love interest. They came to Islam like that. And then they found themselves isolated. They found themselves that the male who ended up introducing them to Islam, their family were completely shunning them, and didn't want anything to do with her. So she doesn't have anyone to go to learn about Islam. She doesn't have anyone to turn to when she's struggling with what her husband's saying. So her husband's saying, oh, this hadith or this Quran ayah or whatever it is. She doesn't have anywhere to go to talk to anybody about this particular scenario. And I would say the sisters who have been working in that community, they've been there for about 16 years. And I'm one of the only female scholars that they have been able to access. And that for me is sad. Because it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that. And I would consider, I'm not even a scholar. I don't even consider myself a scholar. I consider myself a student of knowledge still. So for me to be somebody to them, it just kind of feels like there is neglect there from the community, that there is not enough access for convert sisters and for converts in general to be able to access scholarship without really having to push and really having to go out of their comfort zone. When I see sisters and we do things like back to basics, or we do something very standard for them, they've never come across half of the things that we cover. Because it's just not something that people realize is needed. Think, they'll learn how to pray from YouTube, or they'll figure it out. They'll get a book and they'll figure it out. Or let's send loads of books to her. Maybe she's not really good with reading. Maybe she needs somebody to actually show her. And this is where I think even in the masajid now, I would say in the UK, I don't know so much about America because I feel like America is very different when it comes to converts. And I feel like the UK are very different. I'm going to tell you this now from what my experiences around the world. The UK and the convert community in the UK are very behind. So in America, I feel like because there's so few of us as Muslims, if you're a convert or not a convert, there's so few of us that we just kind of band together. So we don't have a choice. Like the access is given to everybody because of that, right? Access is given to everybody, not because you're converts, but because there's just not enough of us in one place for you to be able to be divided. In the UK, because we're so concentrated, we're able to divide each other based on culture, based on preference, based on manhaj, whatever it is. And so then the converts fall through the cracks. And we feel like even today, I had a conversation with a sister who said to me, I've been Muslim for 20 years and nobody has invited me to their house for Eid. And I said, subhanAllah, like, I'm not saying that that's something that you have to do, but for there not to be anything happening in a city that has over, like my city right now, we have over 65 masajid. And not one of them is providing a space for converts to come to spend Eid. It's just, for me, that just blows my mind. So I think in the UK, we're very behind. And we really just don't have this sense of community, especially for converts. And I would also go as far as to say that in the convert community, certain born Muslims or certain organizations of Muslims will prioritize certain converts over others. And I've experienced this firsthand. So ethnic converts are not treated as unique enough to need as much help as like a white convert or a Chinese convert or somebody who's what they would consider to be special. So I've had black sisters, I've had other sisters like myself or like Indian or like, another type of, brown skin color basically. And they've just been completely ignored because the expectation is that they'll just fit into wherever they come from. But we don't fit into wherever we come from because they have their own culture, their own way of doing things. So we're still on the outside. I remember when I was looking to get married, there was another sister who had converted at the same time as me, and she was half white, half Chinese. And we were friends with like a bunch of Arabs in London. It's just this like Arab community in London. And I remember saying to the sisters, oh, I'm looking to get married, and, da 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 da. And then this other sister came in, she was half white, half Chinese. And I just remember the buzz that was around her. And I'm not like, this is not like a astaghfirullah. I'm not trying to come off like jealous or envious or anything like that. Mashallah, Allahumma barik. She needed the help and Allah gave it to her. And I'm happy for that. And I know that if I needed it, that Allah would have given it to me. But it was just that preferential treatment that kind of lingered in the group. It did make me feel uneasy, and it made me feel like I needed to distance myself from them. And that's kind of what I've experienced with other sisters as well. That when you're white and you have converted to Islam, everyone's like, oh my gosh, wow, congratulations, that's amazing. And then the other way is that when there's an Indian convert, just like, yeah, you'll be fine, you'll be okay. Yeah, there's plenty of Indian Muslims. I had a sister convert a few weeks ago, and she got married on the same day. She converted and then she got married on the same day. And I said to a few other sisters, I said, there's a sister who's converting to Islam and she's getting married. If you can be here for her, it would be really nice, because she's getting married at the same time. So it was so lovely to actually be a part of her nikah as well. I was the only person who turned up. And I felt sorry that I was the only person, but I'm so thankful that Allah allowed me to be there. But I feel like if that was a white girl, I'm saying this like, because I feel like it would be different. If it was a white girl getting married to a Muslim, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have just been me. You know what I mean? I don't want to generalize.
No, it's true. And I can say from my experience too, I think the white male revert is dramatically treated differently than somebody else, like you'd say a brown female revert. And it's interesting across all scopes. The revert is almost turned into a trophy for coming to Islam. But then after that, nobody wants to bear the responsibility. I was having a conversation with Sheikh today, and he's like, everybody wants the happiness and glory of knowing why they came to Islam or that they came to Islam. But then when it actually comes to providing them the support to allow them to become a better Muslim, nobody wants to bear that mantle because that requires the hard work, right? It doesn't require any work. The mashallah, you became a Muslim. Alhamdulillah, you became a Muslim. The hard work is when this person needs to understand their deen. Someone needs to teach them to pray. Someone needs to invite them to come have, iftar meals with them, whatever it is. Like being there for them is what we're missing, right? We glorify the coming to Islam, but we don't glorify the keeping them.